SEN4.
Yo,
What's up, bro?
¿Cómo
está, papá?
Yo, thanks for coming down, man.
Yeah, man.
Bro, yeah.
Yo, so you've been on your hydrants and dumpsters for a long time, man. How did you're like a pioneer of the hydrants and dumpsters. How did you start, when you started Graph, were you always on that wave, or there was a point where you're like, I'm gonna make this like my canvas, so when I'm walking around and I see a hydrant, I'm like, yo, bet money on the other side there's gonna be a SEN4 on that shit.
Oh, yo. Thank you, man, for mentioning the hydrants, man, because that's one of my favorite things that I first put my eye on a hydrant. It was something that I started doing before I started hitting trains, and when I seen the hydrant, it was a board thing. It was all steel. It was what do you call it, like an iron cast type thing. And I said to myself, this shit's gonna outlive people. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you're doing as a graffiti writer, if you looked at that one little object, it was ignored. Like no one gave a fuck about it. It was like so passed all the time. People passed it. So I said, man, if I hit this hydrant, one on a tag on one side, the other tag on the other side. Of course, I had to do a vertical because a lot of riders didn't do vertical tags. They only did like straight across. So I said, damn, man, like no one's doing this shit. And I only seen like maybe one or two people that was doing it, but they did it with a slant type of style and never was like directly vertical. So I said, man, if anybody does this shit after me, I know they're biting. There's no mistake because most people who did hit the hydrant, they only hit it once. They didn't have time to hit it twice. They didn't care about hitting it twice. They had to have a meaning to hit it twice. So that's why I knew my blueprint was, if I hit it once on that side, one on the other side, no one would know. I would know off the back you were biting me.
So this was super early on in your graph career?
This was in late 1982. And it was a thing before I went to the trains. So I said, like, it was street bombing. You know what I mean? So you looked at everything that you wanted to bomb. You know what I mean? So I just said, like, damn, no one was hitting the hydrants. It was like right there, and it's like, dang. But so when I started doing it again, from that point, from 1983 all the way, I actually never stopped. I had a partner named K2. And I was like, yo, man, we got to start doing hydrants, man, in the East Village, man. Let's just start bombing them all, man. Yeah. So then this one person told me, yo, I seen MTV, man. And I seen your name, man, like, popping out. There was like water spurting out the hydrant and shit. And I was like, what? What channel? What? Is MTV2? Is MTV1 and shit? So he was like, nah, man, I don't know. And at the time, they didn't have like DVR, so he couldn't like record it and send it to me. So I had to like kind of like fucking binge watch all the fucking programs on MTV just so I could see the advertisement for my hydrant, and I never saw it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still stalking it though.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I seen you come off in like Nas's music videos, like Law and Order TV shows, newspapers, fucking news channels, bro, all the time. You're just like all the way in the back, man. It's so sick. Like any writer that like watches the news, they've seen you on that shit so many times. I was gonna ask, like that trips you out, right? Like
actually, man. Back in 87, 86, they were filming The Equalizer. That was the first Equalizer series. And my mom's was like, yo, they're filming down there. You might want to go down there and get your tag. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. Like, all right. Like, I was like, my mom's really into this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I went down there. I didn't know where to tag. I knew that they were going to be coming out of a barbershop and shit. So I was like, damn, there's nothing. There was nothing but abandoned buildings and stuff and rubble because, it's the hood. And at that time, everything was pretty much like, I don't give a fuck attitude about cleaning up. So I seen the guy. I said, I know this guy's going to come out this art shop. So I just started writing my name vertical on side the gate. So as soon as he came out, there was no way he would miss it and shit. And then also, when you mentioned the movies, excuse me, now when I see like people posting up like they're going to be filming on this block, I fucking go and bomb the whole block. I just go wreck and shit. I just bomb the whole block. Like this week, I think they were filming Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a big thing on Netflix and shit. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna kill the whole block, man. And shit. I had to play it off like I'm on my phone. I'm talking to people because people start looking at me like the people who post up to like get the cars out the way so they can film up. They were looking at me like, what's this fucking guy doing here? Like, for a while and shit. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, they see me like doing my name that wasn't there before, and then
bro, because back in the days, like trains, they were used like they were the thing you did to go all city.
Yeah.
And then those went away. So then like trucks became
Yeah.
the thing, you know,
Yeah.
people used to go all city.
Yeah.
And now in a world of technology, yo,
Yeah.
fucking the TV's all city, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's all world.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane.
It kind of, I don't know, like, I mean, you mean, like referring to the internet pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, like that kind of like made people say, yo, I'm gonna be a bomber and shit. And so like you came out with your black book and you did some nice pieces or some toy pieces and you put it out on the internet and they get like 1,000 hits. I was like jealous. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm fucking posting shit and I'm only getting like 43 hits and this guy posts his one fucking picture and he gets like 1,000 hits, but.
How many do you do a night? How many when you go out? You were telling me downstairs that when you
Yeah.
go out, you try to hit
At
50
least 50,
a night.
yeah, yeah.
You plan out the blocks. You're like, I'm gonna walk this block, then the other side of the street,
Yeah.
then this block, then the
Yeah.
other side of the street.
Yeah, it's like that. Sometimes, like, you know, you might want to go down like a straight avenue, but then like might get a little boring and shit. So you might want to zigzag and shit, and then go around, and then after a while, you might just want to jump on the train and shit, and just go to a whole new borough, and you know, maybe some spots that you were familiar with, just go around that area. Might want to go around your boy's house and shit, so you can freak him out and say, yo, you was around my way, right? I seen your fucking name around my way. Like, you know, you get that type of reaction, and I look for that reaction as well.
Have you ever like ran into a tag you did and you forgot was there and you're like, yo, I did that like 20 years ago, or
Yeah.
like a dumpster you seen, you're like,
Yeah.
yo, that's been rocking for like
Yeah.
30 years or something. Have you ever like had those situations?
I just had one while we was in the cab coming here and shit. I just seen the dumpster, but it was behind the fence, and it was a different style because your style normally changes, you know, as you write every day. And I couldn't recall when I had it or when I caught that dumpster. But yeah, like, you know, I see shit that's old, and I'm like, wow, man. Well, what's fortunate right now is that the buffing is so strong, it doesn't give your tag enough time to age. So then, like, with that, it's like, wow, man, like, I did that tag. It's been there 5 years. And then somebody comes by and they buff your shit out of nowhere just because they want to make a quota. And I'm like, it hurts because now you have to start all over again, but you never get those years back. You'll never get that style that you had that's embedded in that stone or wherever you hit it. You'll never get that back again.
Well, the thing about that too is that with the hydrants, it's like someone can come and do a straight letter and they get noticed because it's huge and readable. But you do one hydrant, it's not as noticeable as one straight. So for you, you had to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hydrants for years upon years upon years upon years.
Yeah.
How did that like? How many do you think you've done?
Oh, man. Well, with the hydrants, I kind of lost count because I try to, like, zigzag. And the reason why I do that is because, like, they do movies, and, of course, my name comes out in the hydrants. I get stoked. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But the thing is that I think somebody started ratting me out, you know, with the hydrant shit. Because I was hitting hydrants on a certain avenue in Manhattan, and then all of a sudden they were getting buffed, you know what I mean, like out of nowhere. And I was like, wait a minute, why are you guys buffing this avenue but not buffing the other avenue? And I'm in between certain blocks where they're rusty, you know. Like I kind of like leave the ones that's like brand new alone. I kind of like use the ones that's rusty because they tend to be ignored. Like I was looking at the ones here that I was just coming here. I was like, oh shit, can I come back? No, this shit's too far. No, but what if we take a cab? No, we can have your man drive you. You can come back in tomorrow. Tomorrow. I was already plotting this shit. It's crazy. This shit is fucking sick, man. It's sick.
Well, also like it's a strategy when you do that because, like you said, they last longer, and also in terms of getting caught, it's a quick like. Boom, what is it, 3 seconds, 2 seconds?
Yeah.
1 second you finish and you don't have to spend a lot of time there. It's more low key. Even the positioning of your body, you could just be like, boom, as opposed to just sitting there for a minute. You probably don't even need that many crazy lookouts, you know what I mean?
No, actually, sometimes you do, you know what I mean? But, you know, by me being a color, you know what I'm saying? It's always like what you standing there for. I could just be standing there and just waiting for a cab, and it's a thing like, what's this guy standing there for? So, like, the risk that certain people take as of color, whether you're black or Hispanic or even like, you know what I'm saying? If you're a white boy with a tan, you know what I'm saying? You're still going to be looked at as, what are you doing? So I have to kind of like play it off and make it seem like I'm doing something else just to get that hydrant because it's a money shot. And it's not just like it's on the block and I just want it to be there. I just want my name to be there. It has to be a reason I'm hitting a hydrant, whether it's going to be a good avenue where a lot of people are going to be frequenting, or It's just gonna be one that it's gonna be there so long, someone's gonna see it, and that's what I pretty much think for. Like, I don't care about who really gonna see it. I just know it's gonna be seen one day.
Bro, because I work in construction, and to bring up your dumpsters, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Every time on a job site, it's almost like part of the company name of the dumpster. It's like your tag is right there. It's like inevitable that it's gonna happen. It's always there. It's kind of bugged out.
Yeah.
Respect to you, man.
Thank you.
It also helps out with the longevity, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna last.
Yeah, because see, the dumpster thing came about. It's because like I needed to be different between the dumpsters and the trucks. Because I know you mentioned the trucks earlier. The trucks was a go-to thing to do after the trains because you wanted your stuff to motivate. You had sanitation trucks as well. Those were things that was ignored. Nobody cared because they were filthy. They were garbage. But the dumpsters was more like, yo, you know the mob is gonna get you, right? You know, you're fucking with the mob. You know they own the dumpsters. You know they own the majority of the dumpsters and shit. So I was like, but you know what? I'm not hitting the advertisements of the dumpsters. I'm not hitting your number where I'm fucking up your money. Like I'm hitting where vertically where you can just, well, I actually do the whole dumpster. Because if I fuck around and see that on news and I know that that's my dumpster and I didn't hit that side, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed at myself and then I'm gonna go out and hit like 100 more just to make up that shit. Yo, you fucking fucked up. You fucked up. You gotta go hit 100 more, man. You fucked up. You didn't hit that other side. But it's not easy because people may think like, oh, when I first started hitting them, it was in '89. And I don't know if you guys seen New Jack City, but my name had came out in New Jack City on the dumpster. It was like right around the beginning of the movie, and it was a crackhead movie. It was a crack movie, but I didn't even expect it because it was in Harlem, and I think I had hit that dumpster somewhere in Spanish Harlem, but it moved to like more like northern Harlem and shit. So I was bugged out because I was like, wow, my shit is on the dumpster. So it kind of like documented and defined where. My origin of where, and then I would forget it. But once I seen that, I was like, now I know why I'm supposed to be doing this because I seen that movie, and I didn't think that movie's gonna have my dumpster, and I actually dated it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, yo, he just did that shit. No, it's a crack era. Of course I did it back then, but it was just amazing to see it back then now, and know that I'm still doing it to this day.
Because you've been doing it for so long, man.
Yeah, consistent. I actually. This is like the 26th year, the 22nd year that I've been doing them consistently, nonstop.
It's been almost 4 decades since you started, bro. That's insane. Yeah. Not a lot of people can say that, man. That's true dedication.
So the last break you took was like 26 years ago.
Oh, I never took a break.
Oh, okay, because you're saying consistently.
Oh, just for the dumpsters alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because once I got actually VFR. I don't know if you guys ever heard of VFR.
Of course, yeah.
Good friend of mine. I had asked him. I said, "Yo, V, man, you know where any dumpster yards is at?" Because this is like I was just like bugging out with the dumpster yards. Because I said, "Fuck it, if I had the dumpster yards, my shit could just go all over." So he said, "Yeah, man, I know a couple in Brooklyn, but there's dogs in there, and I don't know what you're gonna do." You know what I'm saying? So I said, shit, I still thought about buying some fucking raw meat and shit, you know what I mean, and giving the dogs some shit so they can occupy themselves and shit. Well, I was like, nah, that's the fucking movies, man. They're gonna bite your ass. I was, chill. So I was so frustrated, man. I said, fuck it. Let me start hitting them on the streets, freestyling them. And I was still taking the same risk that a regular graffiti writer would take. You know what I mean? I had nobody to watch my back. This was pretty much dolo. And it had to be a thing where I hit the dumpster 300, all the way around. Yeah. So I had to hit the back, I hit the sides, I hit the vertical shit, I hit the other side. And then I'm like, yo, man, people are calling me, yo, how are you hitting them shits? Are you hitting them? Where's the yard? Like, this is at the time, there was a website called Streets of Saying Things, my man Sasta. And people was writing in, yo, where's the yard? Where's the yard? And I was like, there's no yard, man. I'm actually doing them. Like, freestyling, man. So they was like, bullshit. I know you as a yard, man. But it was actually, me freestyling it,
Yeah, and the paint can stretch out more too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like a spot. Yeah. You hit one, that's like a spot.
Yeah.
Also, it's like if I was walking down the street and I saw a wall full of throws, like throwy on top of throwy on top of tag on top of throwy, and I see one hydrant that says your name, I'm going to more likely remember maybe like a throw or two, and then I'm going to remember the hydrant.
Yeah, because that hydrant pretty much is going to be there when you're walking through there with your girl, or, you know what I'm saying, you're walking your dog, and the dog is going to be attracted to the hydrant, of course, you know what I'm saying? So, but with that, the hydrant is just a thing where it's overlooked by every writer. No one's gonna write it. Like, again, no one's if you're not into writing your name vertically, you're gonna ignore it because that's a vertical object. So that object made you want to write that, and that's because when certain writers have styles, they see the vertical style pretty much was about insides. I mean, people who did trains insides, they were writing in the little corners, the little cutty spots and shit, the squeeze-ins and shit. So actually, like the pump was like a squeeze-in, but no one wanted to touch it because it's like, nah, I don't write my name like that. If I write my name vertical, it doesn't look like my name anymore. So I don't touch it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm so much with the Hydrants, so much. And I got some things coming out with Hydrants that I'm gonna let you guys know about.
Sick.
Definitely. I actually wanted to ask you about you're talking about people neglecting like vertical tags.
Yeah.
I want to talk about people neglecting tags in general nowadays.
Yeah.
Like a lot of new cats coming out, they don't even, fill-ins are like the thing nowadays. They're like what catches a person's eyes, what gets flicked. That's what people out to get, and they don't really work on tags, and nobody takes them aside and say, money, you gotta work on your tags, So, what do you think about that? Like people not really working on tags nowadays. It's almost like a lost art, like a good hand style,
Yeah, I think because people know like the tag is pretty much related to crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you just tag my truck? Did you just write on my truck? I don't know if the guy would be more pissed about you writing on his truck or you doing a big fucking bubble letter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the difference would be because it's colors, and then the guy might say that shit looks pretty nice and shit. You know what I mean? I still want to fuck you up, but it looks nice. You know what I mean? But a tag is like, what the fuck is that?
Has like sharp edges.
Yeah, sharp edges.
Maybe some flares.
Yeah, did you just say fuck you to me and shit? Like, no, that's my name, man. I write, such and such. But no one's gonna get it, because you're looking at the van, this shit's been vandalized. So it's like, nah, I don't want to see a tag. So a lot of people don't have writing hand skills. So that's another thing where it's that if you could have a nice bubble and you can get over, you know what I mean? But a tag, you have to really know how to, write your Z, write your B, and that consistently changes because you're always in a notebook, you're always practicing. Your girl's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're tagging again? You're like, no, chill, I'm writing a letter. Like, no, you're fucking writing, you're doing the tagging shit again. So, with that, you gotta practice under the table and shit, you know what I'm saying, when your girl is around. But the tags, I think people stay away from them more because it's more like vandalism and shit, and people tend to find you out more because they think, oh, I know who writes that shit. That's such and such. He lives on the 6th floor. You say like, yo, word? Tell me more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just seen something recently. How a tag got mixed up because this writer Few, right?
Yeah.
He hit a gate and the owner thought it said Jew because the way he curls his F. And it was hilarious. He was like, damn, I gotta really fix my F, I guess. People think I'm like writing like hate crimes.
Yeah. That's the thing where if people think it's a hate crime, but a bubble letter. How you gonna think that's a hate crime? It's like, like really, what did I do? A swastika? I didn't do a swastika. I did my fucking tag. No, I did a bubble. But a tag is more like you wrote something hatred. Yeah. I didn't write that. So I think dudes stay away from the tags because I think as you get more with the bubbles and people start noticing you, it's easier. You might get a little frustrated because that's the first thing that they're going to see when it needs to get taken out. It may not last that long. So the tag thing is like, well, my tag may last longer than the bubble letter. So people tend to say, fuck it, then I'm just going to do more bubbles. You know what I mean? You got some people that say, yo, I'm just going to be doing more bubbles. I'm going to do this gate. I'm going to do this avenue. I'm going to do this block. I'm going to do this truck. I'm going to do this dumpster. Whatever I need to put this bubble, I'm going to put it because, like Cope too, good friend of mine, he doesn't tag. He does bubbles. And he's actually known for his bubbles now. And it's amazing how his bubble transitioned into a tag, whereas that he doesn't even write no more. It's like a logo, exactly.
How do you keep the motivation after so many years?
Actually, it's the dumpsters. To be honest with you,
it was the Hydrants first, and then the dumpsters like reinvigorated you.
Yeah, the reinvigoration with the dumpsters was like they were going to be able to travel, and they were going to go places where I know I'm never going to go, and I know that writers are going to see it. If you still live in New York, or if you live like in the 5 boroughs in general, like that's where these dumpsters go. So I was like, there's no way no one's gonna say I haven't seen you. And then, of course, like when you get older, and the way it was before all this COVID shit started happening, it was hot out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't see what you see now. There was not happening. It was no way. But now it's like a fucking bunch of people coming out of retirement. Not all, you know what I'm saying? But people are just coming out because they know like it could be a trick. You know what I mean? I really don't want to go out there and go hard and get busted, and then find out you're getting hit up with all these fucking charges and shit because you thought it was sweet out there like that. You know what I mean? It depends on what you hit as well. You know.
I mean, nowadays a lot of it is shit starting to run. You know, like certain neighborhoods you thought graffiti would never even last.
Yeah.
Now it's
running.
There's no space. You know?
It's running. It looks like the old training sides where people went over each other and they didn't care. It's like, yo, this fucking guy went over, but no one had beef like that. Where, yo, you went over me. We were in the inside, so it was a thing where it was expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, a lot of like older writers are coming out, man. It's amazing to see.
Yeah,
it's really sick.
Yeah,
like it makes a different vibe, you know, because it was getting to a point almost where a lot of people could agree that like graffiti was not dying, but like the styles were kind of like getting like iffy and like, but people, older people coming out now and like really showing the
this is how you do it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, when you do it like that and you go out there and you catch these spots and you get your stuff running and you see all these other guys like bombarding all your space, it's pretty much try to find out, well, you know what, man, what can I do to you know, divide myself from everybody else that's just doing the same shit. And that's why I kept on the dumpsters, because it was something different. It was something motivating. It was something that got me up on all types of hours. Like I told him, before I got here, I was in the dumpster. And it took me a whole fucking hour to hit it because I was in the fucking gate and, you know, people were walking by. This fucking dude's taking a piss. And I'm like, yo, I'm not looking at you. I'm just making sure you don't take my shit that I got on the side. And they're like, what is he got? What's this fucking guy doing and shit? They think I'm the fucking owner of the dumpster.
So you're super careful when you're painting?
Yeah.
You don't let nobody see you?
No. I mean, people do monitor the scene, but they're like, what's this fucking dude doing?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's maybe he's fucking working for a construction site, but they not thinking I'm painting.
How did you pick that name?
Oh, SEN4? SEN4 came about because my name is Jason, and I know. So I took the SEN, and I put that with Sen, and then I was born on the 13th. My birthday's coming up a couple of days. I put the 3 and 1 together, and that made 4. So Sen4.
And that was the main name you've been writing for?
That came about in 1983, early 83. That was before I was starting to hit trains, because there was a guy named SEN1. Shout out to SEN1. Shout out to SEN2 and SEN3. And I'm SEN4. I hope they ain't a SEN5, man. I don't want to hear about a SEN5, bro. We don't have time for that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I hope I don't see it, man. I hope that's it for it. That's it. I'll just seal the deal with SEN4, you know.
Yeah, so you said you talk about you were hitting trains before.
Yeah.
So did you start with the streets or you started with the trains?
I started with the streets first. This is when a friend of mine gave me my first marker. It was a Magnum 44 marker, and we went building bombing. We was hitting everybody's floor. People were pissed. Who the fuck are these people? We was hitting the elevator. It smelled like ink. It was like, who the fuck are these guys and shit? And I was writing at the tag. I was writing BI2, and then I was switching my name to REP3, and then I was SEN1. And then when people told me, yo, I seen your name on the train, and I was like, yeah. And then I said, shit, man, you know that shit wasn't you. Come on, man, don't fuck around, man. That shit wasn't you, man. You can't take the light for that, man. You can't do that. So it was a friend of mine named Jack, Jeck. He was writing at the time, and we were in my room and we were trying to come up with like, yo, what are we gonna write, man? What are you gonna write? You gonna write SEN1? You gonna write SEN2? It was SEN4. So I said, yo, I'm gonna write SEN4, man. Because SEN3 didn't sound right, and I didn't know about the other guys and shit, but I knew about SEN1. So I said, fuck it, SEN4 that, SEN4 this, SEN4 pussy, SEN4 weed, SEN4 that, yo, SEN4 everything. So obviously it was attached to it. I went to school, I was the new SEN4, it was no longer SEN, it was SEN1, so it was a hit. And then I changed it, you know, for my Latin brothers. I was like, SEN4, yo, SEN4. You know, so I can get away with that too as well. You know.
So why did you start with the streets when the whole thing was the trains?
Oh, because see, in my area, in the part of Lower East Side where I was at, we had trains, but like next to the Williamsburg Bridge, we couldn't really see them. They were like tucked in with all the steel, so we can only check them out like passing by and just see colors and shit like that. But I think that we were able to see elevated trains like the way Brooklyn was. Like, you know, you just see like you see the train itself. That will be inspiring. I wasn't inspired by the trains. You know what I mean? I wish I was, because I would have been on trains a lot earlier. Or I think I would probably been a beast on trains more earlier. You know what I'm saying? I think I would have.
So at that time period, were the streets kind of way deader?
The streets was full. It was full of riders.
For real?
Yeah, you had
Oh,
full
shit.
riders on streets. But the thing was that a lot of people wasn't exposed to trains because you pretty much needed to be shown the ins and outs on trains. This guy named FR, he had showed me the ropes and trains. He was like the first guy. He was like this guy where you would never expect to know the ins and outs in trains. But he knew every line. He knew the J line, he knew the F line, the 4 line, the C line. He was a beast. He just knew it all, man. And he was a dolo. He seemed dolo. And he didn't seem like a rider, but kind of reminded me of you know? But he was the type of dude, like, he knew the ins and outs and shit. So he showed me my crew. And then from there, man, I was trying to work my way throughout the trains. I came out in the newspaper twice on the trains, the New York Post, and I was like, wow. I was sitting in the school, and people would come up to me like throughout the changing of the periods, and they was like, yo, Sen, yo, you in the fucking newspaper and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? So that was like inspiring, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, first time on the trains, working my way through the train system, and to come out in the newspaper, that was inspiring. I didn't want to stop. It's just that, you know, there were dangerous times in the trains where you had to worry about other dudes fucking you up, other gangs, other crews that would be in the trains, and you couldn't go by yourself. You know what I mean? You always needed, like, you know, either these 5 guys or 2 dudes, and you always had to come with some type of weapon because you never knew what you was going to expect in the train yard. You know what I'm saying? But that
So you were more worried about beef in the train yards?
Yeah, because it was underground and no one could see, no cops and shit. So
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So they catch you, fuck you up, lick you, take your shit, take your paint, leave you there. You just go home with no paint, no nothing. You know what I mean? So that was the thing where train bombing and street bombing was definitely different because a lot of train riders stopped riding when the trains died. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like, fuck that shit. I ain't going out there risking my freedom. You know, cop run up on me and shit. Hey, what are you doing? Because those were different times where you had transit cops. You know what I'm saying? That's what if you did motion bombing, which I also started doing motion bombing. Like when the trains are running, you just... Shit, yo. You know what I mean? The fucking train is moving and shit. You know, fucking up the tag and shit. But, you know, you're like, fuck it, I got it in, man. I got it in. And then people come and they smell ink and shit. You know, that was a nice and adrenaline flow. But with that, the streets was, it was a more like a wolf pack. That's how I started out. It was like 10 guys, man. And we were all just start fucking jumping on one spot and shit. Yo, chill. That's my spot. Everybody's pushing each other and shit like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Yo, go over there, yo. And then after it was over, why the fuck you always very close to me, man? Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, but yo, your shit is whack anyway, man. Oh my God, bro. Fucking graffiti arguments, boy. Oh, shit. It'll be like forever. Like, you've been missing spots. You be like, yo, we already missed it like 5 spots because you niggas keep arguing about who's riding close to each other. Like, you riding too close to me. Get your own spot. Yo, there's fucking so much room over there. Why don't you go over there? So, you know, those arguments, there's 10 guys. But now, those 10 guys, it started to simmer down where people started getting into drugs, you know, drug dealing. People started getting into dressing because the clubs was out. And he was like, yo, fuck that shit. I ain't right, yo. Yo, Maria's banging over here, man. Like, talking to Maria, yo. Fuck that shit. But, yo, you could throw Maria up, too, yo. She'll like it, yo. You throw her up. You know what I'm saying?
That might be the key to the night.
The key to the night is, see, yo, man, my nigga pissed me up, so you know I got to rock with him.
Hey, you talking about like beef on the train yards? If you know you could go down there and find some problems and shit like that. Yeah. Was that where your beef with RD started?
Oh, I never had beef with RD. You said RD?
Yeah, 357.
I never had beef with him.
What?
Never had beef with RD.
Really?
Never.
I thought that was like an infamous beef.
Nah. I never had beef with RD.
Really?
Never.
Oh shit, man.
That's something new to me.
I thought it was like some hydrant beef.
Nah, I could tell you this. This is the thing. It's the thing with RD. See, I heard about, the thing with the hydrant thing was when I seen RD hitting a hydrant in 2007, 2008. This is when I started seeing him like hitting hydrants or whatever. I started seeing him pop up. So I said to myself, yo, what the fuck is this? This guy must be coming out the bar or something like that, just hitting shit, whatever, randomly. But I didn't have a problem with that at first. And then I said, yo, why is he doing it one side tag on the one side and another tag on the other side. So off the back, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I said, yo, that's my style. Yeah. Like I said earlier, if there was only one way to hit the hydrant, then there would be no way you can describe, beef about, yo, that was me first. I'm first. Yo, that was me. I wasn't the first guy to hit the hydrant. I was the first guy to put my style on the hydrant. It was the double tag style that was probably people were probably beefing about, where RD probably said, well, I don't know what came first. That's like saying what came first, the chicken or the egg. That's the phrase he used. But my shit is that was my style, and you didn't give me any props for that. I knew that was my style because I set people up. Any graffiti writer, it was a fucking trap. It was a trap. See, some graffiti writers think that they can outsmart other graffiti writers. You can't outsmart a graffiti writer that's still consistent, and that's me. I never took a break. You know what I'm saying? Since day one, I never took a break. And when you try to come out and borrow or steal and then prosper from that, because I'm doing the dumpsters and I wasn't doing too much of the hydrants. You know what I mean? I was like, well, you know what? I could jump on the hydrants, a little at a time, because I knew that was my shit. Mm-hmm. But when I seen him doing it double tag style, then it was like a little problem. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know if you guys know about the Con Ed steam chimneys.
Okay, yeah, the orange one.
Yeah, to throw out the smoke. I started seeing him do that, and then I was gonna reach out to him when I started seeing him do that, because he was doing it double tag style, one side on the side, and I was like, damn, you're fucking stealing my shit again. Like, I don't get it. And there was no way that two people were gonna come out with the same fucking idea at the same time. You know what I mean? There's too much graffiti going on. There's too much things going on. The thing was, when I came out with the dumpsters, I had, and that beginning of the dumpsters, graffiti writers were a little frustrated. The ones that were still active. They didn't know what to do, because the dumpsters was a new avenue to getting up. It was a new avenue to pushing your name throughout the city, throughout 5 boroughs. So everybody was trucks. I said, fuck the trucks. I was king of the trucks at one point, me and my man K2 in the late 80s. But I said, I need something different. Something that's going to, just go past people. People are going to ignore. They're not going to paint them. They're just going to get rusty. And I like the rusty look. It was the same thing that I was getting off the hydrants. It's the rusty look, because when the water comes out the hydrants, they rust. They get cold at night. It was a thing, but I just had this fixation with having my shit be permanent forever. And the hydrants was that main source to keep your shit permanent. I mean, they do out anything, because they overlooked, you know what I'm saying? But when I seen somebody doing my style, I was a little upset about it. I wasn't that upset. I only got upset because he didn't give me the props. Say, yo, I got this from SEN4. You know what I'm saying? Yo, props to SEN4. I use this, I'm using this style. Yo, props to him, you know what I mean? There's enough hydrants for everybody. But, that's his style. But don't tell me you didn't know, or I don't know who came out first. Like, don't give me that shit. That's bullshit. There's only going to be an origin, and there's going to be a follower. You know what I'm saying? The hydrant, I'm the origin of that shit, because I'm origin of the style. There was dudes writing on hydrants before me, but they didn't write my style. I never seen them writing on twice. So I said they just wasn't thinking ahead. Mm-hmm. They didn't take it serious, because, like I said earlier, a lot of people don't write their name vertically. And he wasn't writing his name vertically on the streets. He was mainly doing it in the insides, on trains. That's mainly where, like I said, very cool. Really was like more, yo, I got to get a spot, because everybody's crowding up the insides. But with him, I was just upset about that part, him not giving me my origin. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be two origins in graffiti. There's never two origins in graffiti. There's one guy, and there's the other guy who's doing what that guy is doing.
So it was just the part that he was doing on both sides, kind of in the same similar style.
Yeah, actually, that is just like me. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. I was like, yo. So I was waiting, like, looking for that fucking paragraph, that one sentence. Yo, I got it from SEN4. You know what I'm saying? I was inspired by SEN4, writing on the fire hydrants. Boom, boom, boom. But don't fucking act like you did that shit by yourself and you just came up out of the when I came out the trains, I just started doing hydrants. No, nigga. No. I was doing that shit. I never seen your shit on no fucking hydrant. And if you did, you probably was fucking around, but you never took it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never took it, like, out there. Like, me, I didn't go out there to Brooklyn, not until, like, the middle 2000s. I started taking it out to Brooklyn because I was like, yo, listen, I got to put my shit out there because I'm not a joke. This is my shit. And being I'm out there, I'm going to now introduce my fire hydrants as well. So now I put that towards my tour of bombing. So now it's like a pretty much a whole thing of bombing and adding that in with the dumpsters, the walls, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
You say in an interview, state your name, how graffiti is one section and bombing is another section.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean exactly by that? Like, how are they two different things? I'm just curious.
Graffiti is more like a thing where you're tagging a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're just local bombing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too serious. You're not going into any yards. You're not going into yeah, because mainly graffiti is like bombing is mainly like going into yards and yo, there's 40 trucks in that shit and we killed them all. That's a bomb. You know what I'm saying? You're going down the avenue and the next day you see all the fucking corner spots bombed up. Like, this store entrance is bombed, that store entrance is bombed. But the graffiti shit is more like doodling, you know what I mean? Like, you're just here and there, not really taking it too serious, you know what I'm saying? If you get busted, you're like, I'm never gonna do this again, officer. This is my last fucking time. I'm never doing this shit again. You're never gonna do it again. You're just gonna just leave it in the books. You're just gonna just black books and shit like that.
So you say like bombing is more like rugged, like aggressive,
hardcore.
Like no matter what, I'm in this.
Yeah, I'm in it for the finish and shit.
For the punishment, for the consequence,
yeah.
for like
destroy,
the blood, everything. Yeah,
destroy shit. But you know, it's unfortunate that a couple of years ago we weren't allowed to bomb like that because, you know, they got the Vandal Squad on your ass, because once they get a complaint, they're like, oh shit, we got a complaint about this guy. This guy's bombing. That's the end of your bomb. They're gonna take a visit to your house. So those restrictions that they put on bombers, it discouraged people. You didn't want to bomb no more. It's like, I'm fucking discouraged, man. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to fucking have my moms, my parents on my ass. That the cops is busting into my crib because I'm fucking writing. They don't know what I'm doing. My parents don't know what I'm doing. Just think they hear writing. They just think that you're tagging. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You getting arrested tagging? This shit is for kids. Like, what the fuck? It's gonna fuck up your record. And they don't know. But the thing is that you gotta know what to hit. You gotta know what to hit. And you can make graffiti into a bomb as long as you know what to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stay away from churches, stay away from mailboxes and, you know, federal shit like that. And you will be ignored, man. They won't even fuck with you. And people, I see this guy everywhere. This guy never stops. There's a strategy that you have to kind of like work in with your bombing, with your tagging. And like I was telling my buddy over here, I said a lot of graffiti writers are kind of frustrated because with the dumpsters, that kind of helped me out in a way to keep the motivation going and to keep you like motivated to have a reason to come out. And a lot of writers don't really have a reason to come out except for, yo, I got a couple of cans, man. Yo, what's up? You want to go hitting? You want to go hit tonight? And that's all you're doing. You're hitting tonight. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, let's go to Brooklyn tonight. Yo, let's go over here. But let's go to Manhattan. Let's go to Lower East Side. And you're pretty much like walking around, drifting and shit. Like, oh, right here, this spot. Oh, this spot. There's no fucking plan. You know what I'm saying? So without a plan, a graffiti writer without a plan, it's just, he's just looking to get busted. He's looking to get into beef. You know what I'm saying? Because are you taking it seriously or are you just fucking around? And you got some dudes that are taking it seriously, but the way they go about it is like they're fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Because you can tell when a guy's really serious about his work and shit.
No, for sure, man. Because like when I think of SEN4, for example, I think of longevity.
Thank you, bro.
Quality, very strategic placement.
Thank
just
you,
like
bro.
all the things that make a well-rounded graffiti writer.
Thank
like
you.
You went into this world of graffiti, like, and bro, 40 years later, that's insane. And like you look back and it's just like a full package of strategy, you know, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you know, they might be amazing writers, but they'll hit maybe only storefronts and, you know, walls, whatever, like streets.
Yeah,
and then,
whatever other people did.
After 2 years, everything's buffed.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's almost like a waste of talent. You know, like there's stuff is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people started to climb shit. That's why people started to find little spots like you did. You know, like that would last.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Did you, like, this came into your mind alone? How did you know to do this strategically? Because a lot of people think graffiti is just like a game, you know, like it doesn't matter really what you hit, as long as I keep writing, it'll be fine. You know?
That's the downfall of just like no matter what you hit, just hit everything. It used to be like that when before the buff came, you know what I'm saying? But when the buff came, it forced you to be strategic. You know what I mean? Because you went out and you didn't see your shit that you did 5 years ago. You didn't see your shit you did last night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I just put that shit up. They already buffed it. So these fucking guys that buff your shit, they know that's fucking with your motivation. They know that shit. Knock them down, knock them down. Soon as they put them up, knock them down, knock them down. These fucking guys will be, they won't want to write no more. I'm telling you. Just keep going after their shit, man. And if you're known and you're getting up and shit, they go after the people that's getting up because now they got the media, they got the social media to help them out. So they say, oh, this fucking guy got 1,000 hits. Oh, this guy got how many fucking posts? Oh, shit. Buff him. Now they got guys out there scouting your shit out. You know what I'm saying? Now you're like, oh, I don't see my shit anymore. So I didn't want to go through that shit because I seen it happening. And I said, yo, man, I got to come up with something, man, that my shit can move. Of course it's going to get buffed, but it's going to move and be out there for the masses to see for so long before they buff it.
Yep.
I got like fucking like over 50 writers that don't see my shit. You know what I'm saying? TV shows don't pick my shit up. When they're filming a TV show, they don't tell a guy, yo, you have to move that fucking dumpster because me and my crew are coming over here and we're going to film that area. So you get this dumpster out of here tonight. No, they say you're going to have to work around that dumpster, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You know what I mean? And that's what happened to me. You know, fortunately, like they had to work around the dumpsters and, you know, I came out, you know, on certain shit like that.
Especially being in the LES, bro. Like, it's a really big buff down there, man. And I'm sure you've seen a change. You've been there for so long. Yeah. How have you seen a change as the years have gone by?
Yeah, right now, because of all the gentrification that's going on in LES right now, Lower East Side, it's like, well, we can't have this because Lower East Side has such a bad name of drug dealing and muggers and shit like that. And a lot of creative people was out there on Lower East Side, a lot of creative people. But they fell down to drugs and shit. A lot of people got pushed out because the rents were high. And it's like, I'm not staying here no more. I'm getting the fuck out of here. So Lower East Side seemed to be like this mecca of like a mecca of Hollywood, so to speak, because when you walk down those particular blocks, they're filming. You know what I mean? They won't really film in the Bronx like that or Brooklyn like that. They might take a couple of, take a little shot. And next thing you know, you guys are packing up. You know what I'm saying? But Lower East Side, they fucking doing a whole series down there and shit. You know what I mean? So, but the Lower East Side is a thing where now the graffiti start to increase. Ironically, because of the COVID shit, there's no cops out there. Niggas is like, yo, there's no fucking cops, man, nigga. Yo, man. Fuck it, yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. Yo, I'm calling my nigga tonight. Yo, we gonna fucking bomb the world. Yo, I seen these two niggas. Yo, I seen, I done shot them out. My man, they're not my mans and shit. G.O. and Force. I seen them out there one night bombing, and the way they were bombing next to each other, and there was nobody watching out and shit. You know what I'm saying? I had my eye out for them because I was in the next block bombing, and I said if I seen the cops come down, I was like, yo, chill. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let them niggas get busted and shit, but I was like, yo, chill, they coming. Yo, niggas are stupid. They coming, nigga. They fucking stupid. Cause they were like fucking bombing next to each other like fucking the odd couple and shit. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But then I said to myself, yo, is this fucking real? Like, is it really like defund the police type shit where these niggas are not out there like that? It's true because, yo, I seen the Brooklyn Bridge, yo. The Brooklyn Bridge is bombed. It's fucked up. Like I never seen it before. And I said, now you know it's over. It's over. I said, the only thing is that you fucking graffiti writers better pray. If you're not a prayer, you better think about this shit. Hope that this COVID shit doesn't stop the spray paint from coming in. Just think about that shit because then that's when the graffiti is completely dead. I don't know what the fucking guy's gonna be out there doing writing with chalk and shit, but it's not. Think about it. That's just gonna be where there won't be any fucking graffiti shops open to get your fucking paint. You know what I mean? Like, and then it may be where certain manufacturers may not want to, you know, produce the paint because they feel like, you know, the paint got corona and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. The paint got corona? That's why you're not getting the paint coming in? Guys are going to go crooked. Yo, etching is going to come back, yo. Niggas going to start etching shit back. Like, it's an addiction. You can't stop it. You can't stop
Whipping
it.
out the candles, breaking them in half.
It's true. I gotta get my name up somehow, bro. Somehow. I gotta do it, bro. I gotta do it.
You never thought about leaving LES, leaving New York?
Lower East Side is New York in general. I think if I left New York, it'd definitely be like boring. It would be boring. Like the noise, the adrenaline of graffiti. You know what I'm saying? This is why I never really got a real good serious job, because I said, how the fuck am I gonna bomb? If I got a serious job, like I can't bomb. It's fucked up that you can't. It's the passion, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, but you got to make a living. You got to pay your rent. You know, you got to take care of your kids, your wife, your girls. Like, yo, thinking that unless you got cameras just popping, you know what I'm saying? There's ways of making a living at graffiti. You could make a living at graffiti if you're popping. You know what I'm saying? Your shit is on point. You know what I'm saying? People are interested in your shit. Your shit is sell.
You ever tried?
Yeah. I got some shit coming out.
Sick.
Actually, now I'm trying to do things other than canvases, because that's what a lot of people do. But I'm trying to do like other things that's objects, like kind of like you could put on your coffee table. You could pick around and like, damn, this is this nigga shit right here. What the fuck, man? I got this shit. Instead of like hanging it up on the wall and it never moves and shit.
No, I see now you were making like T-shirts with the fire hydrant with the pill shooting out and shit. Where could people find your stuff if they want to purchase something?
Actually, we're gonna have some new stuff coming out. That was my boy Mayoki, who Stickified, who designed the stickers. And I'm actually coming out with some new fire hydrant stickers that are a little bit more detailed that I didn't do before, without the pills coming out. And I got some surprises, man, coming up real quick, man, because we don't really know how much we got to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Because things are shutting down and we don't know what the fuck to do. That's why I thank you guys for bringing me in.
For sure. When you come out with it, where can people like?
I'm gonna put it online, definitely.
Online, right?
Yeah,
on your Instagram?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
What's your Instagram?
King SEN4. Yeah.
With the 4, right?
Yeah, with the 4.
All right, cool, bro.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Definitely gonna have that out there for you guys.
Yeah, yo, thank you so much for coming on the
Thanks,
show, bro.
bro.
I really appreciate it, bro. I really enjoyed this,
Yeah,
man.
right? That's what's up, man.
You got lively spirit, man.
Thank you,
Fuck
brother.
it, yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, bro.
This talk was sick.
Yeah, we can talk forever, man.
Peace.
Peace, bro.